Welcome to your practice. My name is Angie. I'm going to guide you through a super gentle, slow restorative practice today. So you will need 2 blocks or 2 pillows or 2 rolled up blankets, anything to support the body. This is going to be a soft practice, so this is great for anyone if you need to slow down or maybe you're struggling with mobility. Yeah, it's going to be really nice and relaxing. So I will meet you in Shavasana, lying on the back. Taking up space here, lying on the back, you just take a few moments to settle into this shape, and this is always a nice time to just notice how the physical body feels today. Noticing any areas of tightness or tension, and start to connect a little deeper to the breath. And maybe start to breathe a little more space into those tighter areas. And we'll take a big inhale together. Big exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. One more time, big breath, inhale. Big breath out. A little wiggle of the fingers and the toes. Circling of the hands and the feet. And reach your arms up over the head, big stretch, legs come together, pointing toes, fingertips reach. And I want you to relax your arms up over the head. So we soften here, and you do have those blocks of the pillows to help support. Sliding your right leg along the floor to the right, so keep it straight. Left leg slides to meet it. Shimmy shoulders and arms over to the right side as well. So you want to keep that left hip where it was in the Shavasana. We're just starting to create a little curve in the body, and this is called banana pose. So I want you to settle into this. So as we move into the poses today, try to find a passive shape. So somewhere you can relax. And I know for a lot of you, the arms may be hovering over the head, and that's where you bring your block or your pillow underneath the arms to support. So you can really just relax here. So softening through fingertips and toes, ankles and wrists. And I want you to breathe into the left side. We're going to take 10 nice big breaths here. And notice how you start to soften a little more in this shape with each exhale. And if you find that you're a little stiff here, maybe notice where the resistance is coming from. And take 4 more. For 3. Last 2. Last big breath. All right, slowly we move back to center, to neutral spine. And then I just want you to release your arms down beside you, maybe a little wiggle on the shoulders or the hips, head. And then notice any sensations you feel on that left side. Now take a big breath here. Big breath out. Reach the arms up over the head. So same thing, we relax the arms, Left leg now slides to the left, about 2 feet-ish. Arms shimmy, shoulders shimmy over to the left side, and then using that support. If you notice that your left shoulder is feeling tight or you can't relax that arm, you do have the option to drop that opposite arm. Just make sure the right arm is reaching up so you do feel this big opening in the right side. And then notice the head as well. If you're sort of like tense somewhere, find the head, find a place for the head to just like wobble and relax as we sink into those 10 big breaths on the right side. So try to breathe right here. Okay, 5 more big breaths. How can you soften into this shape? Last 2. Last one. All right, taking your time, slowly moving back to center, releasing the right arm down, Shavasana, corpse pose, neutral spine. And then again, take this time to notice what is happening in your physical body. What sensations do you feel? One more big breath here. Bend your knees, so you're planting the feet into the mat to start. A little moving of the hips, and we're going to bring the knees towards the chest. Now, you can always grab your shins, but you can also grab the backs of the legs. So I know there will be a few of you just dealing with a little bit of difficulty with mobility, and that is all good. This is going to help so much. So just being okay with where you're at today in the practice. If you look different than me, do not compare yourself. Just do what feels right in your body. You can also use a strap or even a scarf or a sweater and wrap it around your legs if you're having troubles grabbing for the legs. From here, we're just going to release the feet, and I want you to roll onto your right side. So we'll find sort of a fetal shape. Now, it's important to get the alignment here. So you want your knees to line up with your hips. You have a nice little 90-degree angle happening if possible. And I know a lot of times this top leg sometimes hovers over, especially when we move into a twist. So I'm going to ask you to place your block, your prop, in between your legs so you have a little support here. The arms reach forward. Now if you notice your head is sort of hovering as well, you can place something there to start, but you might not need it once we move into the pose, which is reclined twist. So both arms reaching forward, palms together. Take a big inhale, reach your left arm up and across your face. So we use that whole inhale, we reach over to the left side, and then exhale, slowly bring that left arm back. Inhale, reaching up and over. Exhale, back. One more time, inhale, reaching up and over. This time, we're gonna roll that left shoulder back. And you can see how my block here is there, ready for my left arm. So again, if that arm does not reach, that's where you place something underneath. And you wanna make sure those knees still stay in lining with the hips. And then from here, you can slowly start to look over to the left side if that feels okay in your neck. Now, for me today, that's not feeling super great, so I'm just gonna keep looking towards the ceiling. And once you land here, I really want to encourage you to soften. So notice if you're like with your feet, just relax them. Relax the legs. Maybe movement in the head helps loosen up the neck. And then again, we'll take 10 nice big breaths here. So you want to direct the breath into this twist. So you feel it expand on the inhale. And you start to twist, open a little more on each exhale. Notice the hands and the feet, keep them soft. One more breath here. So if you are looking over to the left side, slowly bring your head back to center. Very slowly, we lift that left arm all the way up. Take your time. And then releasing here. So notice my left elbow. I want you to drop the left elbow. Drop this left shoulder. Nice big breath. Big breath out. One more. All right. Rolling over onto the other side. So you can move that block. Take your time. There's absolutely no rush. We land. We land on the left side. So again, lining knees up at the hips, block in between the legs. Both arms reach forward. The palms of the hands touch. When you're ready, big inhale, reaching the right arm up and over. And exhale back. Inhale up and over. Exhale back. Last time. Inhale up and over. Slowly relaxing that right arm down. You may have to readjust that block between the legs. Maybe a block underneath this right arm. Relax your feet. Notice where you're holding some tension or you feel any resistance, and try to soften as much as you can into this shape. Focusing on the breath. We'll take about 10 nice big breaths here. Continue to make this pose passive, not active. You want to relax here. Letting go. Slowly, head comes back to center. Slowly reaching the right arm up and over, all the way. Now this time, if you want, you can take that block or pillow from beneath or from in between the legs and relaxing that right arm. We take a breath in, breath out. One more inhale. Exhale. I'm using your hands so that right hand can push into the mat, to the floor. We're slowly going to come all the way up. And we'll find a seated position with the legs forward. And we have those blocks ready for us. Now, if your knees are lifting off the mat, which is very common, you just have to place something underneath them so that you have that support. If you notice that you're like leaning back as well, sitting on top of a block or a pillow, anything that will pitch the weight forward, you're going to want to use here. So supporting the body, finding what you need. We're going to inhale, reaching the arms up. And as you exhale, reaching forward, and you may only reach a little bit today. Maybe you reach towards the feet, maybe not. And I want you to drop the head. We'll take 3 big breaths. For 2. Last one. Nice, slowly come all the way back up. Big inhale. One more time. Exhale, come forward. So hands, they come down onto the legs wherever they are. Maybe even interlacing fingers. And allowing the head to drop here. If that feels good in the body, we take 3 breaths. Last one. Nice. We slowly come up. So now we're going to move into just a bit of a longer hold. So blocks, pillows, small child. I always like to say it because we got to get creative when we're at home practice. So finding something to support you here, bringing the forehead down to the block or the pillow. We're rounding here the palms. I encourage you to flip the palms up, relax your feet, your legs, and then relax the shoulders. And you want to keep it at about 60% here. So again, we find that passive shape. So there's no work happening here. And we'll take 10 big breaths. Focusing on the inhale. Softening on the exhale. You may notice as you spend some time here that you're able to drop a little deeper into your shape, but please do not force it. Do not rush it. The body will relax when it is ready, when it is safe to do so. Forcing will only cause resistance, tensing up. Let's take one more breath here. All right, you can use your hands to push all the way up. And I always like to bring my hands back behind and just do a little push, a little side to side. It's always nice to find a different shape, good counter shape to that rounding forward. And then when you are ready, we take the blocks and the pillows, just setting them aside, and then we're going to spin around, or however you want to transition, so that we meet in table pose. I like to tuck my toes here, open up the feet. You can never stretch the feet enough, in my opinion. From here, we take a big inhale, drop the belly, look forward. So moving into cat-cow, so let's move that spine. Exhale, push into the hands, chin to the chest, tuck the tailbone. Look between the legs if you can. Pause here. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, push. 2 more at your own pace. Last one. All right, table pose. Extend your left leg back first. So we just bring it back, and then we do a little slidey slide over to the left side. The foot lines up with the knee. If your knee is sensitive, a little pillow underneath there is going to help. Tense your fingertips. Hands come up onto the hips. And then from here, the right arm reaches up over the head. I want you to take a big breath here. As you exhale, reach up and over. Left hand can crawl down the leg if you'd like. Use the breath. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, up and over. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, come up. Exhale, over. Slowly come back to center. Hands come back down. We bring that left knee in. Let's do another cat-cow. Inhale. Exhale. Back to table. Extend the right leg all the way back. We do that little slide over to the right side. Foot lines up with the knee. Option to place something underneath your left knee. Take your time coming all the way up. And if you're working with that balance, this may be as far as you go, and this is great. Left arm can reach up, big inhale. Exhale, up over to the right side. And again, you can crawl that right hand down if that feels good. Inhale, use your breath, create some space. Exhale, reach. One more time. Exhale, reach. Beautiful. Back to center. Hands come down. We bring that knee back, table pose. Big inhale, dropping belly. Big exhale, let it go. Nice. Come back into table. Now we're going to come down onto the stomach. However you would like to do that. I'm going to go forearms first. Extend the leg back one at a time. And we land in Sphinx pose. So the toes are untucked. Elbows are underneath the shoulders. Now if you are pushing into your forearms, this may be a lot. So if you're feeling like that's way too much, you get to bring your arms forward. So you can bring the elbows nice and forward if you'd like. You can create a little more space here. Now I do want you to find support for the old noggin. So you can bring a little, your hands underneath here. You can also use your blocks if you'd like. So if you want to find that rounding forward again, that's a good option. I like to bring my hands underneath here. This shape feels good. It reminds me of when I was a kid and used to watch TV. 1 foot away from the TV. So wherever you land, make sure it feels good in your lower back. We are obviously having some compression happening, but it should not be painful. Definitely not. So landing somewhere, we're going to take 10 nice big breaths. If this starts to become too intense, you know what to do. You take those arms a little further, create a little more space here. You choose. If you're looking for more intensity, you could start to straighten the arms into a seal shape. Do what feels right. We have 3 more breaths here. Okay, very slowly taking elbows wide, we come all the way down. Let's bring the left cheek down to the mat. Reach your arms down beside you. Relax the body. Feel the support of the floor. holding you here. And just notice how this neutral spine feels. If your lower back is feeling quite tight, you can bend your legs if you'd like and do a little windshield wiper of the legs, releasing some of that tension. That may feel good. And then straighten your legs all the way out, and we're just going to look the other way so we even out the neck. Keep the shoulders dropped. And again, if you want, you can bend the legs, little windshield wiper. All right, straightening all the legs all the way back. Hands come under shoulders, nice and slow. We push back into child's pose. If you are able to keep the knees together, you can come into this more traditional shape with the arms reaching back. That will probably feel pretty good on the lower back, maybe even a little crossing of the arms. But of course, if that is not accessible, take your knees nice and wide, keep reaching arms forward. Always option to put a block underneath your forehead. So if the forehead doesn't quite touch, all good, use that block. I just want you to take 3 nice big breaths here. For 2. Last big breath. Slowly start to roll the body all the way up. And this is where we will end our practice today. Sitting up nice and tall, maybe finding a block to sit on. I invite you to bring a hand onto the heart, a hand onto the belly. Notice the spine, the length there, sending the crown up towards the ceiling. Breathing into that space you've created. We'll take 2 breaths together. Last one. Thank you for showing up, sharing your practice. I hope to see you again. Namaste. Feel